Alright, got a new video for you this week. As you can see, the boot lid's off. We've got it prepped and ready. Stay tuned. Oh, and there's a kitty video at the end of this as a bonus part, so if you're interested in what we've got happening around the yard, stay tuned to the end of the video. Alright, first job for the day, remove the boot lid and take off all of the handles and number plate, light, all of that stuff, get it ready for stripping. Alright, paint stripper, that evil stuff. I'll let that sit for a while on the boot lid and then we'll give it a good scrape and see what we can get off. So it looks like we've got a little bit of pre-existing filler here. So there was obviously a little bit of repair work done, which we'll probably have to redo once we get it sanded back. I'm going to take it back to bare metal completely, and then any repair work that needs to be done, I'm going to do it again. Yeah, so that's all filler. So we'll get all that out and yeah, we'll fix it up. Alright, well, there it is. After maybe 3 hours of sanding, I've gotten all of the rust off. There's a little bit of pitting here and there, I don't know if you can see that, but I've put some kill rust in there, some rust converter, and the next stage will be to give it a light sand again and then etch primer. There is a lot of damage here, and I can't get to it from the back end to knock it out with a hammer and dolly, so it's going to have to be filler again. But there you have it. Boot lid is sanded. Alright, boot lid is done in edge primer. There's still a lot of sanding and grinding marks on it, so next one will be filler primer after I've patched up all of that damage there in the corner. So yes, bodywork is next. Exciting. I didn't film it all, mainly because it's dead boring watching somebody sand and paint, but I will be doing that in later parts of the video. Okay, now I don't know if you can see, but I've marked up some areas. That's a little bit of a high spot, and then that's low, and down in here is very low. That's the most of the damage, as you can see in the shadow. And then over here we've got some sanding marks that I'm going to get out, and also over here some more sanding marks, and then there's a low spot just there. So the plan is to give this a little bit of a hammer, high spot down, and then use some body filler, some bog to fill it in, and then we'll be back. Thank you, Jamie. What a lucky daddy I am. Just to show you the area where it was high, you can see all of the little marks the hammer's made. That's just in the primer, that's not actually in the metal. And that's the area that was high, and it's much better now. It was all oil candy before, very easy to push. And now you've got to put a lot more tension on here. So a lot of that stress has moved out of the panel, and that's much stronger than before. It's dark patches. That's the high spots.
The high spots?
Yes, baby, that's the high spots. So that's where the metal had been distorted and pushed high. So that damage is obviously very old damage that we're not spraying with any water, Jamie. I've also got the skirts here, the spats. They had a little bit of a scrape on them.
No!
And we've got the low section over here as well, which we're just about to fill. Let the fun begin. Alright, I'm just going to show you that I, whilst it's going hard and it's not fully dry yet, it's still a little bit on the soft side, I use a rasp and just take off the high bits. I find that it's just easier when it actually goes hard to sand it. Yeah, it's high bits, we're going to get them more. Just saves a little bit extra time on sanding. Alright, so I'm just using a DA to get the top off and get it down to like a flat surface, and then we're going to do our second coat. Alright, we'll just bring you in and show you. Alright, well here's what we've got. We've got a lot of feathering edges, which is great. That's what we want to see. I don't want a lot of filler. There's a lot less than there was the last time, and it's still very thick here. This was the worst part of the damage. That needs another coat. And I do need to come out here. There was a high spot and a little bit of a rough spot just there, which we need to fix. So we've got another coat, and we'll see how we're going. Put too much hardener in, I've got to rush. Alright, so that's 4 passes with the filler, and I have to say I hate body work or filler work, because you know you could spend another 3 or 4 passes getting it perfect, but it's recognizing when to pull the pin and It's pretty smooth. I mean, the fill-up primer is going to fill a lot of the imperfections, but that's where we're at now. So we're about to wax and grease remove, and then etch prime again, and then fill a primer over the top. Alright, I didn't film it, but I've done the coat of filler primer, and as you can see, that corner there, I don't know the sun's on it, but that corner there came out pretty good. A little bit of sanding will take out any of the last imperfections, but it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy, and tomorrow we will be sanding it back and hopefully putting some colour on it. And there's James' lawnmower, and there's the side skirts all ready to go to. Well, that's it for this week. We did get a lot done. We got all of the boot prepped and ready for colour. We got the spats done, ready for colour, and also the visor done, ready for colour. I did want to spray them up in this video, but with the weather change, it got really windy and cold. The last thing I need is stuff blowing into the paint. I will be painting in a little makeshift booth, but it's still going to have, you know, stuff blowing around everywhere. And it got really cold, and I don't want the paint to be taking a long time to cure. So next week we're going to be fixing the bonnet, fixing the rust in the bead that's at the top, and that'll be the major part of the issues that I've got with that panel, I think. And hopefully, fingers crossed with the weather, getting some colour on those panels. I do plan on doing the car panel by panel. It's just easier that way with my workload and getting videos to you guys, rather than just hitting it and doing an hour-long video, which, you know, can get boring with bodywork. So panel by panel is the way we're going to go. Like I said, next week is the bonnet, and then hopefully we're going to get into the doors. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. I am getting a number of subscribers now. Thank you for everybody that's subscribed so far. I want to try and get contact to you every week. That's interesting. So like I said, stay tuned. And we've got kitty videos coming, so stay tuned.
No.